Hi everybody, it's Michaela. I have a new video topic for you guys today. What I really wanted to make a video about was about what it's like to live with Jeff and Shaleia and what it's like to live with Twin Flames in Harmonious Union, being a student of Jeff and Shaleia's work and a person who is not yet in union with my own twin flame. So yeah, I feel like there's a lot to say and a lot of questions and things people may be wondering, or yeah, things that they may be wondering about. So yeah, I think like before I moved here and before I spent lots of my time with Jeff and Shaleia, I think there was still like a part of my consciousness that wondered, are Jeff and Shaleia who they say they are all the time, or is it like most celebrities these days who are like one way in the public eye and on camera, but they're completely different like in their private lives? And because I think that's it's a big question people have, are they authentic, are they in integrity? And from in the last 2 months that I've lived here, I've realized that nothing that they say or do conflicts with anything that they teach. It's the truth that they live their teaching, and that yeah, they teach us to love God, and they teach us to love ourselves, and they teach us to dedicate our lives to God, and that's the way that they live too. And it's just really clear, like it's really healing living with twin flames in Harmonious Union, because like especially as like parent figures, my parents growing up had a like my dad and my stepmom, for example, had a pretty abusive relationship. Like they would fight a lot, and I noticed like Jeff and Shaleia, they have like they banter with each other, and at first I thought they were arguing with each other, and then I realized that it's more like flirting. And like my parents, when they would act, you know, that way, or they would start bickering with each other, it would start out flirty and playful, but it would always escalate into something really loud and abusive and deeply unsettling and traumatizing for me. So I noticed when I would hear Jeff and Shaleia start to banter with one another, I would immediately like instinctually tense up and immediately start planning my exit strategy. I'd be like, I don't want to be around while they fight, but they don't actually fight. They just, you know, banter with each other. It's more like flirting and playful. And so it's really healing to see that they're always, you know, like in alignment at the core. And it's always love. Like it's just clear they're actually in love with each other. They're, you know, they're twin flames, so there's only love in their relationship. It's not like soulmate relationships that I've been around in my life, especially my parents, where at the core, the purpose of their relationship was really to hide from God and to control God and to abuse each other and to, yeah, just be in control. It was the purpose of their relationship was always ego. Whereas it's clear that Jeff and Shaleia's relationship, the purpose is God. It's to serve God and to help bring others to God also. Yeah, so it's really nice and very healing and peaceful to be around that, knowing that I don't have to like worry about them fighting and breaking up and some like, you know, all turmoil breaking loose in the house. And yeah, it's nice. Yeah, and also it's nice because I remember specifically growing up, my stepmother was always she always would silently, she was always like in competition with me for my dad's attention, and I realized that I had like trauma there. And so every time I'd be speaking with Jeff like one-on-one and he'd be giving me a lot of attention, like helping me with a block or something, I would start to like automatically expect Shaleia to dislike me, or to yeah, be like passive aggressive towards me. I would expect her to just like just like secretly hate me and try and hurt me and manipulate me or whatever, because that's the way that my stepmom was. But that's not how it is at all. Shaleia is a very balanced woman, and she only gives me love when Jeff is giving me his attention, because I know that it's like a common belief in the world that there's limited masculine attention and limited men who are actually loving, so women feel like they have to compete over that, but it's just not true. And Shaleia is, yeah, just proof of that. Jeff and Shalea's union, it's true. Like, it just speaks to how perfectly God creates, and how his unions, his harmonious twin flame unions, are so unbreakable and strong. There's no like games and of attention and ego and all of that stuff that you see in soulmate relationships. All of that is ridiculous, and it's just not true. It's not at all present in their union at all. It's very strong, and it's very it's very peaceful, and it's very it's just really rooted in God, and it's very clear that that's the truth. And another thing is yeah, like, some people I know there's people out there who think I may be brainwashed or manipulated or whatever, but the truth is yeah, like, Jeff and Shaleia don't actually give me any extra attention than they would have in like a TFAS class, and I'm actually not living like one long TFAS class for a life. I'm actually completely responsible for my own inner work. They don't give me any extra like attention there, or very much help with inner work at all, the way that you would expect, or the way it was in New York, or yeah, like in a class. It's not like that, because I already know how to do my inner work, and everything that they gave me to yeah, to clear my blocks and to heal, they gave to me through the TFAS classes and their products and through their work. I already have that. I don't have to be dependent on them at all. I'm completely independent. I live my own life, and I'm not like yeah, like, I don't have any they're not like telling me what to do all the time and like manipulating me into thinking that they're awesome or whatever. They're just themselves, and it's clear to me that they are who they say they are, and that's the purpose of their union. So yeah, like, it's nice. Living with Jeff and Shaleia helps me see that separation consciousness is like not the cool thing at all, but the next cool thing, like mainstream thing, is gonna be people in union, because being in union is so divine and so beautiful, and it's what's cool. Like, being like, ego has this lie that tells you it's cool to be emotionally closed off, and it's cool to not be loving, and it's cool to be in separation from your twin flame, and people who are hurt are the cool ones. But it's not the truth. The truth is that those who are in union with God at the core, in a harmonious relationship with each other, with their twin flames, that's the cool thing. That's what's yeah, that's what's divine. That's what's appropriate for your life. Like, I can feel my own separation really clearly, and I can feel how unnatural it is for me, and I can feel like the space in my life where I'm supposed to have my twin flame, and I can feel like the support that I'd get from my twin flame. Like, sometimes I'll find myself doing something and I'm like, God, this would be so much easier if I had just had another person here, and then I'm like, well, I technically do, and I just feel that space in my life where yeah, I just, like, it's appropriate. I'm not one, I'm two. And yeah, like, I'm able to realize, like, my power in my union. Like, I'm really coming to understand that it's not, like, my twin flame is never going to reach out to me. That's not his job. The way that he reaches out and the way that he heals his separation from me is through me, because I've been given the tools to do it. So me helping him and reaching out to him and healing separation between us is him doing it too, because we're not separate, which is really cool to learn and to feel in my heart that, yeah, that my twin flame helps himself and heals his own separation through me extending the work to him, because I was the one tasked with this. I was the one given these tools, and I was the one led to Jeff and Shaleia's work, so it's my responsibility. And yeah, like, he's the active masculine energy, and I'm the passive feminine, and he is not just like completely active, like, he's passive too, and the way that he's passive is through me, and I'm active through him. So it's yeah, it's just becoming more clear to me that there's no separation between my twin flame and I, and like the blocks between us are becoming more obvious, and it's becoming, yeah, another thing that I've learned about living with Jeff and Shaleia, is that it's really, like, I have the freedom that I need in my life to really, like, build my happiness and to be free and to, like, create my own rhythm in life and to just really step into flow with God. And I have the space to do that. Like, it's not their rules, it's God's rules. So that's really nice because I'm able to really focus on my relationship with God and to, yeah, to focus on my peace and my happiness. And yeah, it's just really nice to have that freedom and space to do that. And to really, I'm learning what it's like to live a spiritual life. And it feels very good. Yeah, it feels really good. And it's just really nice to be around people who are so balanced and level-headed, and they're not abusive, they're not manipulative, they're not like, yeah, they're just without ego completely. And sometimes I would project my own ego when I was going through like my massive upheaval. Like, I definitely did have to go through some massive upheaval when I first got here, just because their vibration is so high, and the vibration of love here is very clear, so everything out of alignment came up really fast, and it still happens. But I noticed that it's so healing to be around Jeff and Shaleia, because I know, like, when I was in Toronto, and I get this question a lot, they're like, people will ask me how I'm able to be around Jeff and Shaleia for so long, because they say that whenever they're in their presence, they immediately start upheaving, or they get really nervous, or they're just, they feel like they're not, like, worthy of being around Jeff and Shaleia. But the truth is, like, if you don't resist the vibration of love and you're not resisting it, you can just let the upheaval come up and pass. And it's actually very healing to be with Jeff and Shaleia and just to be in their presence. It's not, yeah, it's not overwhelming. It's not impossible. It's not painful or anything like that. It's healing. And I'm always loved, like, in the way that I need to be loved, because it's always just God loving me in every moment. And that's the biggest thing that I'm learning, is that with Jeff and Shaleia, it truly is all about God. And you can just hear it in their voices whenever they speak about God, how much they love God. And I'm realizing that that's the cool way to be too. Like, some people, like, in the world today, like, it's cool to not believe in God, and it's cool to, you know, be, like, hateful almost. Like, it's considered cool because that's what ego thinks. But the truth is, to love God is the most cool way that you can be, because when you love God, you don't need anything from anybody, and you're very cool when you don't need anything from anybody. Yeah, so it's really nice to have these experiences and to be getting this insight, and it's really healing, and it really puts things into perspective for me. And it's nice, like, it's nice to know, like, our teachers are who they say they are. They practice what they preach, and they're not hiding anything. They're not like celebrities today where off camera they're completely different than they are on screen. They are who they are, and, you know, in their personal life they are more relaxed than they would be on camera, but at the core they're the same, and they are serving God off screen, on screen. You know, they live everything that they teach, like in their book, on their YouTube channel, in Twin Flame Ascension School classes. Everything is accurate and the truth, and they live it. And it's just proof that nobody is exempt from this work. Not me, not Jeff and Shaleia, not Jesus himself, nobody. You have to heal separation, and you have to love God, and that's the only way. And I'm really, yeah, I'm really learning that. It feels really good to do. And, yeah, like, I'm just, like, being with Jeff and Shaleia, they fully value themselves appropriately, and it's really taught me how to do that with myself. I was able to really, like, confront all of these illusions and false beliefs that I had about myself, and I'm really releasing all of that, and I'm able to see the truth of who I am, because yeah, when God is the most important thing in your life, anything that's not in alignment with God's truth for you comes up to be healed. And Jeff and Shaleia really exemplify how to live a God-centered life. And yeah, it's the truth. Like, I've seen it firsthand. After 2 months, you would, if there was any type of, like, game going on, or, you know, like, show, I would have seen, like, a hole in their act by now. And that's how I know, without a doubt, what they teach is the truth, and who they say they are is the truth. And so I feel like we can all really relax into that truth and really go head first and dive deeply into God, and, you know, continue to deepen in this work. And if you're just getting started on the work, it's safe to dive in. You're not going to be manipulated and hurt here. This work is, it's not like any work that you've seen before in the world. It's new. And that's why a lot of people, I think, are hesitant to dive in, because of this is a place where a lot of people are hurt, giving their devotion to a spiritual teacher and guru, and then to be only taken advantage of. It's very painful, and it's not okay. And I'm here to assure you that Jeff and Shaleia are not that. They're who they say they are. Their work is only about love, and it's only about empowering you to heal your blocks to love and to claim your union with your twin flame. That's for everybody. And one thing, like, being around them really makes me, it reinforces my desire to be with my own twin flame, and to, to heal the separation between us, because this is for everybody. And I think everybody, another thing that they want to know is that this is possible for everybody. Having this beautiful friendship that Jeff and Shaleia have, and I've, you know, had the privilege of being around, is for me too, and that's very nice to know. It feels really good. And they've already given us everything that we need to have this for ourselves, and that's another thing I've learned for myself is, like I said, I don't get any special treatment. Like, they're not personally sitting here and overseeing my ascension, my journey. And I don't get treated any differently than anybody else in TFAS. Like, I don't have some type of special relationship with them. The only reason I have this relationship is because I've claimed my position in their life to help, and live my life purpose work with them, and be able to collaborate and partner, because, that's what I claimed. So I get the investment. They invest into me because they're investing into themselves. So that's just the way it works in heaven when you live your life purpose. Everybody wins, and your partnerships are divine. And that's what I'm really learning, that nobody's here to hurt me or take from me. And I have all of the freedom, and I have the privilege of living a God-centered life. And I choose to go deeper with God, and I choose to heal my separation, and I choose to, I choose to pull myself up out of hell and into heaven, and it's an active daily practice, which you can definitely have too. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say, and I hope everybody enjoyed this video. It's safe to trust your gurus and to devote yourselves to this work and to this lifestyle, and that's what I really wanted to say here. So I hope everyone's having a very wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.